Just here at a beautiful day at Nordic Performance Island Division, messing around with all the turds inside, and I figured I'd finally do another follow-up video. Yeah, you can see the reflection of it right in the back of the Milano. Let's do a little introduction about my new shiny turd. Before you is my new acquisition here. It's a 1992 Classic 900 Turbo from Saab. I've been looking for one of these, if you've been following my videos. I've been looking for a good, clean example of one of these for quite a long time, especially after I've scrapped my 85 and I have a whole bloody shop full of parts now. So this came a bit of a story behind this, of course, as they always are. But it's an excellent example. Probably one of the cleanest ones I've seen personally, like in the time that I've been looking around at these. I'll just give you a quick wide shot of the cars in general. The original paint is not looking too bad. I know Saab did have problems with their paint. The paint is excellently shiny, but it is starting to get that underneath. The base coat is starting to go. So as per usual, it'll only be a matter of time. This is the only dent that I've been able to locate on the car so far. As well, I haven't been able to locate any rust as of yet. I'm sure I will eventually, but everything is unbelievably clean. This is only damage on the whole car is this plastic trim. Obviously there's no rust inside of there. The trim was obviously damaged by these god-awful wheels that somebody's put on, which stick past, which is what damages the fenders. Even the damn fuel door is in nice condition. Being that this is a 92, it has leather, unlike my other one. The leather was just redone by a local shop before I picked it up. The guy had dreams of auctioning this car off on Bring a Trailer, and unfortunately his dreams didn't come true due to the Saab community basically giving him a thumbs down and etc., etc. There was a little bit of, unfortunate banter going around about the car, but overall, I ended up lucking out in the end and getting the car for a fair price. Basically 130,000 original miles on it. Original radio works. The rest of the interior is in very good shape. Like I said, the driver's seat was just redone, as was the headliner. They put new, I believe they used the original fabric, put new foam, and basically redid the headliner at the upholstery shop where I picked it up from the guy. Transmission feels kind of That's all I can say. But overall, very happy with how the interior looks. Back seats, as you'd expect, probably never been sat in. Put the knob back onto the seat here. As per usual, somebody's probably epoxied the damn thing on. Yep. Rear seats look awesome. Probably never been sat in. The factory floor mats are pretty grody, but I'll probably just either have a set made or just go find a good used set. I have a set of those really sweet rubber ones as well. So it's not like I have any shortage of parts to put into this thing. Of course, being as that this is a 92, usually they didn't come with the flip out windows. However, I got lucky and this one does have the rear flip out windows and they look excellent. The seals look great in them, of course. Moving into the trunk. A non-dented hatch, which is excellent. Not many of these are undented hatches anymore. Trunk looks pretty nice and clean. Carpet looks well maintained, taken care of. No rust to be found inside of the spare tire compartment, and hardly any dirt either. This is going to be interesting. I have to have a look at that. That should be kind of that way a bit more. Yeah, so yeah, it's basically in excellent original condition. Barely a whiff of dirt anywhere to be found, even in there. Underneath as you'd expect, is just as clean as the outside of the car. We'll go and have a look at the motor. Oh, we'll go look at the front end first. Being this is a US car, it's got these garbage DOT rated headlights. Wipers and everything still work. The reflectors actually aren't trashed inside of these, which is actually a bit of a surprise. So they're actually still usable as actual headlights. Not too many rock chips. We got one here, but the rest of them aren't sandblasted right to hell like they normally are. I gotta answer the question of whether or not I think it ever been in an accident. Probably a minor one. The fog light bracket looks bent up, so they probably nailed the front of the clip onto a little rail or something like that. The fog lights are the original Bosch fog lights. Looks like they've been replaced because they look far too good to actually be original. Popping the hood. We have our absolutely standard, box standard engine with nothing really dicked around. It's a 92, so it's got an ABS system. So it's got a whole bunch of more junk my old engine bay didn't have. This has the original AC in working condition, which is nice. We've got this in 92, this dumb heater bypass thing. I don't really remember what the point of it was, other than maybe to keep pressure. I don't know what the hell. It's a stupid thing. That'll have to go. That's just dumb. Additionally, because this is a 92, I have these are different intercooler pipes. They put upgraded intercooler piping on the later cars. And so these have a larger diameter and they're thinner walled. They're much lighter. They're much better flowing compared to the original aluminum cast ones. APC, of course, standard unit. In addition to that, this car has there's 3 different intercoolers fitted to Saab 900s. You got the all aluminum one that I have a couple of. Then you have the sort of middle year ones, which were plastic tanked. And then you've got the later ones, which are also plastic tanked, but they have much larger passageways on the inside. So this is one of those ones with the really big passageways. I'm going to do some flow tests to find out which of these 3 intercoolers are actually the best flowing. I have a feeling that as much as people hate me for saying that, I think this is going to be much better performing than the earlier all aluminum one. So we'll have a look at this. The engine's fitted with Bosch LH 2.4, as you'd expect from a 92, whereas my old one was LH 2.2. It has the standard ignition system. No EZK stuff, to mention, like I obviously had done on my other car. So this ignition system is original, of course, because it is a 92. It comes with the kind of cool Mitsubishi TE05 12B turbo, which is definitely a pretty cool turbo. It's Saab bespoke. It's basically a TD05 turbo with an extremely small compressor mounted to the original T3 flange. So it's kind of an oddball turbo for sure. It's really good, actually. I've only driven it for one day, but the turbo performs extremely good. You can really point and shoot this car compared to the old junk Garrett T3 that I had before. So much better response out of that thing. So I have a couple of plans for that thing. You'll see in later videos. Somebody actually has done a really, really nice 3-inch exhaust on this car. I have no complaints. They actually did a really good job on that. Right to the original flange here, straight out with a proper expansion cone, right to 3-inch the entire way. It isn't loud at all, so I gotta check out what brand of muffler that is and get me some more of those. Battery mounted in its original spot. That's gonna be back in the trunk because it's just I don't know why Saab did that, but whatever. So yeah, a few more things in this engine. So you got the ABS fuse box and a bunch of other junk. That in addition to that, airbags. So yeah, this car has the first gen airbags. I'm probably going to be looking at getting rid of those based on Nodar Performance's experience with early 90s airbags. Scott, who had the gold Volvo 940 wagon, had a very minor accident. Both driver and passenger airbags exploded and basically wrote the whole car off because it absolutely destroyed the whole interior. So I believe I'm going to be getting rid of those stock airbags, which will be mean pull all that wiring all out and getting rid of them, putting a different wheel on, because to hell if I'm going to write this car off from just getting a minor bump on the bumper. It's not, I'm not going to be happy with that. So we'll definitely have a look at getting rid of this. There's some aftermarket wiring, something tied into the headlights and the windshield wiper circuit. I don't really know. I'm just going to get the wire choppers out. As you know, this whole car is going to be coming apart anyway to get fully done. So all this wiring is going to be all cleaned up and everything anyway. So yeah, we are definitely going to build on this car. There's going to be definitely a lot of projects coming up. It's a bit of a transition time right now. I'm actually moving and stuff like that. So, but we'll just keep this car in driving condition for now before I start really tearing into it. Going back into the shop, we have, of course, the Saab engine that came out of my 85, which is the built motor. So I have some plans for that as well, involving that new car, a special version of that turbo and some other dinking around. I'm not going to front mount this car. I'm going to keep the intercooling stock. I found that, the Saab 900, as fast as they can be, is really just not the model performance drag strip car. The gearboxes are just not, they're not strong enough. The parts are getting too hard to find. I would be happy with that 85 engine with the stock intercooling and a really kind of trick turbo. I'm not going to be dinking around with fancy management and huge boost. I just want a really good driving point and shoot car that's quirky and fun to drive. And so we're going to do some stuff on the suspension. We're going to do some bushings. We're going to do some painting of the rear suspension and the trailing arms and stuff like that. We're going to do a whole bunch of work on there, sandblasting. We're going to do a Willwood brakes on the front of this, and we'll also be changing the bolt pattern to the old bolt pattern, the 114 by 4, so that I can fit the vast array of spare wheels I have. In addition to that, I can put the Willwood calipers on, because the 4x108 pattern is just too difficult to find rotors and stuff for in the aftermarket. So we're going to move back to the old bolt pattern, do some work on that. So yeah, there she is. Yeah, really happy with the purchase. Kind of a weird story that led up to me actually acquiring this car, but at the end of the day, I got it. I thought I got a fair price for it, and we'll just find another black pit to put the money into. Bye for now.